We've all seen those futuristic VTOL aircraft hovering in slick promo videos. But where in certification are they now? And why aren't we flying in them yet? In this video, we'll talk about how these companies are working with the FAA and EASA to prove their airworthiness, train pilots, and prepare for commercial air taxi service. From battery safety to flight rules, the journey from concept to commercial air taxi is long, complex, and full of hurdles. Let's make sense of it all. Whether it's in the US or Europe, all aircraft must pass through a detailed certification process overseen by aviation authorities, the FAA in the US and EASA in Europe. While the exact terms might vary, the structure is largely the same. Let's break down the 5 major steps in the certification process. Stage 1, the conceptual phase. The first step towards certification is where both the manufacturer and the regulator agree on the airworthiness standards that the aircraft must meet. Because eVTOLs don't fit neatly into existing airplane or helicopter rules, they often get classified as special class aircraft. Custom safety standards are created to match their unique technologies, like electric propulsion and vertical flight. This step essentially sets the rules of the game. Stage 2, means of compliance and agreement on certification plan. Now that the rules are clear, the manufacturer must propose how they'll prove their aircraft meets them. This includes test plans, modeling, simulations, and inspections. The authority reviews and agrees to this plan. This step ensures that both sides are aligned before testing begins. Stage 3, design and development testing. Now, the manufacturer can actually build prototypes or pre-production aircraft that have all the features they need for certification. With this, aircraft begins all kinds of testing: ground testing for structural loads, vibrations, and crashworthiness, flight testing for performance, handling, and stability, systems testing for avionics, battery systems, and electrical safety. The results of these tests are documented to show that they meet the specifications set in Step 1. This step is where the aircraft proves it can safely and consistently perform under all expected conditions. Failures and changes to the design often occur here, as some parts may not be able to meet the requirements. This may loop back into earlier phases to revise designs or plans. Stage 4, certification testing and final review. Once internal testing is done, the regulator steps in to observe, inspect, and validate the results. Every document, from test results to manuals, is reviewed. If everything checks out, the aircraft gets a type certificate, the official green light for the aircraft design. The regulator independently confirms that the aircraft is safe, airworthy, and legally compliant. But there's more than only the type certificate. As a manufacturer, it is, of course, not enough to certify one aircraft. You need to prove you can mass produce it safely. Manufacturers must get a production certificate, and operators must secure certificates for things like being an air operator, which gives the authority to operate the aircraft commercially, a pilot training program, which gives the authority to perform flight training, maintenance procedures, which consists of manuals and giving trainings for technicians. And don't forget vertiport certification, a whole other challenge, but this is usually handled by third parties. Certification doesn't end with one prototype. Mass production and safe operations require consistent quality and oversight. In summary, for an aircraft that wants to fly in the United States particularly, the FAA has established a new powered lift category for these aircraft. Manufacturers work with the FAA to set a type certification basis. After submitting a type certificate application and certification plan, the company conducts phased compliance testing. Certification culminates in the FAA's type inspection authorization and issuance of a type certificate. This process isn't the same for every aircraft. Although this ensures that the final aircrafts are safe, this does make it very time-intensive. Both Joby and Archer are in the final stage of certification right now, indicating the performance of their aircraft to the authorities in order to get the final type certificate. They also both have the relevant other certificates for pilot training, maintenance, and the air carrier and operator certificate. Joby has aggressively advanced its type certification with the FAA. It reported completing 4 of 5 certification stages and is flight testing as we speak. In December 2024, Joby entered the final certification phase. Joby became the first eVTOL company to fly routine transition flights with a pilot on board, a critical step toward FAA flight testing. As of early 2025, Joby has 5 aircraft in its flight test fleet and has completed static load tests on key components. Joby targets commercial passenger service soon after certification. Its Q4 2024 results stated it would deliver a prototype to Dubai in mid-2025 and begin carrying passengers by late 2025 or early 2026. They do this as it is easier to get the needed certifications in Dubai than it is to get them in the United States, so they can start flying and get experience in Dubai and use that knowledge as soon as they get certified to fly in the US. Archer reported key FAA milestones in 2024. By the third quarter, Archer was nearing completion of Phase 3 of the FAA certification process and moving into the final step. Archer launched a Launch Edition program to initiate operations ahead of formal certification. Its first customer is also in the Middle East. Abu Dhabi Aviation will receive an initial fleet of Midnight aircraft in late 2025, including pilots and support teams provided by Archer. Archer stresses that Midnight has not yet received FAA type certification and that early customer deployments, like the Abu Dhabi service, will occur under pre-certificate operating agreements, so without official certifications. This begs the question, would you board one before it's fully certified? Let me know down below. This start abroad, scale at home model helps both Joby and Archer to gain real-world data while final FAA approvals are pending. Despite the hype, certification is incredibly costly and time-consuming. One wrong step can stall or sink a company. Lilium, for example, has faced major delays and financial challenges, eventually leading to insufficient funds. That's why every certificate matters, and why some companies rush to launch abroad, where regulations are looser. The industry is in the home stretch, and the next few years could make history. If you found this breakdown helpful and want more updates on the future of flight, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for watching.